The U.S. is also taking action to pressure Russia to withdraw its troops from Crimea. And the White House on Thursday condemned the planned referendum in that area. CCTV White House correspondent Jessica Stone joins us now with details. Jessica?
And Mike, while the U.S. hasn't named anyone as targets for possible restrictions on visas and a freeze on financial assets, White House officials made clear that they hope the existence of a framework for possible economic sanctions will help persuade Russia to order its troops in Crimea back to their bases. Russia says troops are not Russian, but local defense forces. The White House also said it will not support the results of any referendum on whether Crimea should stay in Ukraine or join Russia.
We stand united in defending Ukraine's sovereignty.
Ukrainian-American unity outside the White House, even as Ukraine itself stands divided. Crimea's regional parliament has approved a referendum on whether to secede from Ukraine.
The proposed referendum on the future of Crimea would violate the Ukrainian Constitution and violate international law. Any discussion about the future of Ukraine must include the legitimate government of Ukraine.
The U.S. president's statement follows an American visa ban on certain Russian citizens and his own executive order setting up a framework for possible sanctions against anyone who misappropriates Ukrainian assets or asserts authority in the Crimean region without Ukrainian government approval. White House officials declined to say whether Russian President Vladimir Putin will be on that list, which doesn't cite any names. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov called the punitive measures by both the U.S. and the EU unconstructive.
Action that does not help create an atmosphere of dialogue and constructive cooperation.
Russia particularly has the opportunity now to make the right choices in order to de-escalate.
Earlier this week, White House officials said they were encouraged by China's statements on Ukraine. Wednesday, U.S. National Security Advisor Susan Rice spoke with Chinese Foreign Minister Yang Jiechi about efforts to resolve the crisis diplomatically and in a way that respects Ukrainian sovereignty. A Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman said Yang also encouraged the White House to consider the rights of all ethnic communities. And Russian President Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Barack Obama did speak by phone for about an hour Thursday afternoon. A White House readout of the call says that Obama again called on Putin to hold direct talks with the Ukraine and allow international monitors to make sure the rights of ethnic Russians in Ukraine are being protected. And Mike, of course, that is why the Russians said they sent the troops in the first place.
All right, Jessica, thanks for the update.